This summer, as we saw the 50-year anniversary of the legendary UFO intrusion of Washington, D.C., happening in the hot summer months of 1952, on July 26th of 2002, UFOs once again tried to slip back into the nation's capital. 50 years to the day of that anniversary, Norad acknowledged an unidentified radar target was approaching the restricted airspace around Washington, D.C. NORAD alerted Andrews Air Force Base, and 2 F-16 fighter jets were scrambled to investigate.
The nighttime skies over the nation's capital alive with blue and orange lights streaking across the sky, or so say a lot of panicked people who called into their radio station. No joke here. American fighter jets in hot pursuit. NORAD confirms to Fox News that 2 F-16s did scramble, but found nothing. A mystery in the skies near Andrews Air Force Base. That's the one the president uses. Fox Report now for Brian Wilson, live in our D.C. newsroom. Brian?
Fair to say, Shepard, a lot more questions than answers at this point, but something strange was going on in the Maryland night sky. Here is what we know. 1 a.m., the folks at NORAD, by the way, this is file tape of NORAD, saw something they could not identify in Maryland airspace not far from the nation's capital. The track it was taking caused them some concern, so they scrambled 2 D.C. Air National Guard jets to check things out. Now, D.C. Air National Guard confirms 2 F-16s from the 113th Wing were vectored to intercept whatever it was that NORAD was worried about. However, when the pilots got where they were supposed to be, they said they didn't see anything when they arrived on the scene. Now, the folks at NORAD would not provide details about the exact location, direction, or the speed of the object they were tracking. Now, independently, a number of folks who live in Waldorf, Maryland, which is not far from Andrews Air Force Base and not far from the nation's capital, called local radio station WTOP to say that about the same time, they witnessed a fast-moving, bright blue light in the sky. They go on to claim that the light was being chased by military jets. One witness tells the radio station that jets were right on its tail. Quote, as the thing would move, a jet was right behind it. End of quote. An investigation is underway. The National Guard spokesman, Captain Sheldon Smith, says, and this is another quote, we don't have any information about funny lights. By the way, this just happens to be the 50th anniversary of a series of still unexplained sightings over the nation's capital, a story that made banner headline news in 1952.
Several witnesses to the Waldorf, Maryland disturbance were located and interviewed by investigator Joanne Woodward of the Fund for UFO Research. The witnesses describe an unusual maneuvering light that sought to evade the pursuing fighter jets. Several days after the unusual event near Washington, D.C., another bizarre occurrence is said to have taken place, this time near Cincinnati, Ohio.
Wondering what that mysterious light was that flashed through the sky. Scores of people reported a bright blue light that turned night into day.
All right, Lisa, this is something we got calls on here at the station from people in Liberty Township, down to Villa Hills, over to Delhi, and that's just to name a few. All wondering, what was that light?
This was a quick flash, and it was gone.
August Carlson saw the same thing a lot of people saw throughout the tri-state around 1:30 in the morning.
The best way to describe it is like a big flashbulb took place over the house because there was a shadow cast underneath the tree.
An investigation of this event was undertaken by Donnie Blessing, State Section Director of Southern Ohio MUFON. Donnie was able to acquire videotape of the flash that was recorded by a patrol officer on duty with the North College Hill Police Department. Although we have some conflicting testimony about the nature of this object, including some people who describe a maneuvering object, the flash that was seen over Cincinnati is widely regarded as a possible meteor. Interestingly enough, however, several days after that, residents near Butler County, Ohio, reported some interesting activity.
Hi, my name is and I live on Wayne Madison Road in Madison Township. This will sound really crazy, and I was going to call you last night, but I'm seeing the same thing again. I'm just wondering if anybody else reported that there's something very strange in the sky. It's in the western part of the sky. My house faces west, and when I looked at this thing with binoculars, it looks, you know how when they shoot off fireworks and there's that starburst with color? That's what it looks like in the sky. My husband says he saw the same thing too, and he goes, well, at least call the sheriff's office, see if anybody else is reporting this. It's not a plane. It's not a planet.
No, nobody's reported it.
And it moves. This is true. You know, if the sheriff is out on Wayne Madison, have him look west in the sky, and he will see this very odd, bright object.
It looks like a burst of light.
When you first look at it, you think, oh, it's a really bright star. But when you look at it with the binoculars, it looks like the umbrella effect when a firework is coming down, when it has all of the bright different colors. I see green on it and red. Very strange.
Do you want to see it, Deputy?
If they would just, you know, see what they think about what's in the sky.
Okay, we'll send them out to check it out, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Bye-bye. Bye. Traffic call 45.
Substation 40, go ahead.
Complaint is there's a rising in the western sky. There's some type of object, and then what it is. Looks like a burst of light. However, when you look at it with the binoculars, that's not what it is. He's requesting you check him out.
That's clear. 1438, 100.
1438, 100, go ahead.
It's definitely strange. I can't explain it. I'll be signal 7.
And shortly after this occurrence, the object reportedly crossed over Oxford, Ohio, before heading toward the Brookville Lake campground, and was seen by many people.
UFO been sighted up in Oxford, Ohio, at the airport. The cam operator just told me. His call is November 8th, Wisconsin.